Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. Listening to some excerpts from Eric Metaxas's baccalaureate address at Liberty University over the weekend. A siren appeal to the church not to be silent. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just refuse to be intimidated anymore. Let's just refuse. Let's just say no to cowardice. Let's just say no to timidity. Let's just say no to silencing our voices, and let's simply speak the truth. Now, we can do it in love. We don't have to be obnoxious about it. I'm not calling for us to be rude and belligerent and obnoxious. I'm not calling for that at all. I'm saying let's just speak the truth. Let's just talk. Let's just speak to the convictions that are on our hearts when we have opportunity to do. I'm not saying that we barge into a conversation and pull everybody toward our topic, but if we're in a conversation where the truth, where sexual morality, where any issues that touch on biblical morals and truth claims come up, let's make our voices heard. Parents, if you've got a child in a school and they're exposed to material with regard to human sexuality that's contrary to the Word of God, speak up. Make your voice heard. Go to the teacher, go to the principal, go to the school board. Trust me, if enough of us do that, it'll make a huge, huge difference. Now, here is the third clip from Eric Metaxas, where he talks about the band Pink Floyd and a great lyric from one of their songs. Let's listen.
The band Pink Floyd, in their song, "Wish You Were Here," have a haunting line. At least I find it haunting, because it speaks to what we're talking about. It's a question, and it asks, and did you trade a walk-on part in the war for the lead role in a cage? Folks, that is a great line. It was pointed out to me by my friend Kel Peterson in the summer of 2001. I said, wow, how did I never hear that before? Did you trade a walk-on part in the war for the lead role in a cage? That sums things up. As I've said, there's a war on. A great, grand, eternal, infinitely meaningful war between good and evil. God invites us to participate, and rest assured, he has a part in it for every single one of you. Will you accept it? Will you trust him? Or do you have another part in mind? Do you want to be the star of another show? In John Milton's great epic poem, Paradise Lost, Satan famously says that it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. That sums it up. Do you want to serve God, or do you want to have the lead role in your own show?
So that's the calling. You know, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, C.S. Lewis said, we are taking part in a great and glorious campaign of sabotage. We are the rebel alliance. We are the counterinsurgency, and now is the time to speak up. Now is the time to make our voices heard. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle that we can win. I want to give you a couple of winnable war moments from over the weekend. Number one, with regard to what's happened to Michael Sam. Let's grab clip number 4 first, Rob. There's a TV host, a female host on a program in television station in Texas. They got into a heated discussion about the Michael Sam kiss, that big, wet, slobbery, salivating kiss on national TV. They're stuffing each other's face with cake like it's a wedding celebration. And she said, look, this bothers me. She said it on the show. It was like their version of The View. And she said, look, this bothers me. I don't need to see this shoved into my face. I don't need to see our children exposed to this. You got people watching ESPN with their kids. They don't need to be seeing this. Well, she was jumped on by the other people on the panel, and she finally got up and left. She gathered up her stuff and walked right off the set. She was so agitated at the fact that these people were defending this public display of sexual deviancy. Well, she was on Fox News the other night, and here's what she had to say. Here's what she was asked about by the host, I think it was Shannon Bream, on the Megyn Kelly file, about her reaction to what she saw. Here's what she had to say.
And what came to my mind initially was just that I didn't feel it was appropriate. It was actually over the top. ESPN used it as an opportunity to put out shocking video when ESPN is a sports network that families watch. I mean, we've got children that play sports. They watch ESPN all the time. So it bothered me that they used this as an opportunity to promote their left-wing agenda, in my opinion.
Okay, so it's an historic moment in sports. Obviously, congratulations. Anybody, I mean, to get drafted into professional sports is an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
Regardless of who you are.
Absolutely.
But as you said, this was your particular opinion. Do you worry we're getting to a place where if your opinion does not agree with other people, you can't share it? I
don't worry about it. I know that's true. That's true. Because if you are trying to maintain traditional values and views in your home, and if you share them, you're going to get lambasted because it goes against what's politically incorrect.
Well, and I know that you have. I want to make sure that we get this in. I mean, you've taken a lot of heat on social media, and folks who are not happy to hear you say what you said.
Yes, I had no idea, but I'm shocked at the outlandish and most. If I told you,
I
can't even put it on air.
Yeah.
Death threats, rape threats, petitions to be fired. It's insane.
Now, I got to say, guys, this is Amy Kushner. Now, I don't know if she's a Christian or not, but she has the boldness to speak up for her values. She did it on the set of a television program. She knew that she was swimming against the current. She was swimming against the tide. She didn't care. She said, look, this was wrong. This was a public display of sexual deviancy. I'm offended by it. In fact, I'm outraged by it. This is completely inappropriate for ESPN to do. And she spoke her mind. Now, she's received death threats. She's received rape threats. She's received threats of launching some kind of campaign to get her fired from her position. And basically said, it doesn't matter. I'm speaking the truth. I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to open my mouth and speak the truth. Guys, I'm talking to the males in the audience right now. If Amy Kushner can do it, you can too. If Amy Kushner can do it, you and I can do it. We're not going to let some female anchorette on some kind of local television program in Dallas, Texas, show more courage, more titanium than you and I have. So let's get after it, guys. I'm talking to the males here. Let's speak the truth. Let's do it in love. But let's do it in boldness, and let's do it with courage. Now, here's the winnable war moment from the Michael Sam deal. The Oprah Winfrey Network is backing out. This is from Newsmax. The Oprah Winfrey Network is backing out of its plans to follow Michael Sam, the first openly gay NFL player, with a camera through his rookie training camp with the St. Louis Rams. Now, this was the big deal. Oprah was going to make him a reality television star. This was the big news. They were going to have cameras in training camp. They were going to follow Michael Sam throughout the whole training camp deal, the first openly gay player to get drafted. He was going to be the star of a reality TV program on the Oprah Winfrey Network. That has been kiboshed. That has been scotched. That's been stuck on the shelf. It's been ash-canned. It is not going to happen. Now, why? OWN president, that's the Oprah Winfrey Network, President Eric Logan said after consideration, listen to this, and discussion with Sam and the Rams, the show has been postponed. Now, they paint some lipstick on this to allow Sam, quote, the best opportunity to achieve his dreams of making the team. The reality is the Rams said, forget about it, Jack. Forget about this reality TV show program. You're making a mockery out of training camp. We're about football. We're not about making you a star. We're not about the Oprah. What we're about here is winning football games. We're in the toughest division in the NFL because we have to play against the 49ers and the Seahawks. This is about football. You got to get those cameras out of our training facility. It's not going to happen. Michael Sam, if you have any hope of playing in the NFL, you got to dump this plan as fast as you possibly can. And he did so fast it'll give you a nosebleed. Now, apparently the NFL and the Rams did not know about the Oprah Winfrey Network's plan for the documentary when they drafted him. This came as a surprise to them. But ESPN reported that teammates were not comfortable with the idea, with one player saying that the show would make Sam appear to be seeking celebrity while trying to make the roster, causing friction among other rookies. So the blowback here, the blowback was coming from inside the Rams organization. It was coming from the players in the locker room. You know, one of the things we talked about is, look, any NFL team that's going to draft a gay player is going to have to deal with whatever that's going to mean in the locker room. And it's not going to be good. if it's going to affect the locker room morale or cohesion or whatever, it's not going to be good. If it affects it at all, the effect is going to be harmful. And that's what the Rams players are saying. Look, this is going to mess up what we've got going. This is going to interfere with what we're trying to accomplish here. It's not going to be fair to the other rookies to be competing with a celebrity, with a reality TV star for a spot on the club. Now, ESPN sports commentator Jason Whitlock says he is a reformed homophobe, whatever that means, says the series would have been a tactical error. Quote, America, for the most part, would wrap its arms around Michael Sam, the gay underdog football player fighting to find his place in the NFL. America, for the most part, listen to this. America, this is an ESPN guy, and what he's admitting, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, that we are fighting a winnable war. What this guy is admitting is there are more of us than there are of them. Do not miss the significance of this. There are more of us than there are of them. Why has the other side been winning? Because we have been silent. We've been sitting on our lips. We've been sitting on our hands. We haven't been speaking as we should have. So here's what Whitlock says. America, for the most part, will reject Michael Sam, the gay, in-your-face political media pawn, using the NFL as a platform to launch his celebrity brand. He says, look, most Americans are going to reject that. They'll accept him as kind of the underdog trying to make it in the NFL. But if it's going to be in your face and this homosexuality business is going to be stuffed in our faces day in and day out, not interested in that. He says most of America it has that view. The reality show makes the entire draft day activities seem orchestrated, said Whitlock, including the draft day kiss, the cake-covered face, the tears, the celebration that conveniently captured just Sam, his boyfriend, and his two agents, and even the Stand with Sam T-shirts. In other words, that whole deal was staged. That whole business about the cake being there, the sloppy kiss, feeding each other, the cake, it was all staged. Oprah had her cameras in the room as that was taking place. That was going to be a major segment in the reality show. And then ESPN, by the way, has said they do not expect to give Sam an unusual amount of coverage this summer, which being translated says the ESPN is going to get as far away from this Michael Sam business as they possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fighting a winnable war. ESPN is proof.